Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we want to take a look at the Ancient Recovered event. This event is going to be from the 23rd till 27th of June, which kind of leads up to the Global Go Fest as well, which is going to be very interesting, which is around the Regi Pokemon, where we're going to get some new signature moves, which you want to see here as well, with Thunder Cage on Regieleki, Crush Grip on the what's called the Regigigas, as well as Dragon Energy, as well as then also Dragon Breath on the Regidrago, as well as the already, previously released Legacy moves, Earthquake, Thunder, as well as Zapcan on the other Regis. This event is going to be an interesting one. We're going to take a look at this one here and how the Regi is going to change, because actually they are really solid, and we will see that here today as well. But let's take a look at the Ancient Recovered event. We're going to have a lot of raid hours. For example, here we're going to have all the three normal Regis on the 23rd. On the 24th, we're going to have a raid hour for Regieleki. We're going to have a 25th raid hour for the Regidrago. 26th, Regigigas, and then on the 27th, raid hour with all of them. This is going to be kind of cool here. I do think that's going to be a great event as well to get some of the Regis, because they are actually having a lot of play in the Go Battle League. Some of them you need to have kind of at pretty low level. For example, the Regidrago, the Regieleki, as well as the Regirock, as well as Regice. They're all kind of too high for the Open Great League at a higher level. So, like at a raid level, basically at level 20. So I hope that with the time research, you're going to have the option to guarantee encounter one of them to use them for the Open Great League. Apparently, the time research is going to have such a wise choice where it makes the opportunity to repeat this one multiple times. Would be kind of interesting. Maybe you just have to do them all at once. So maybe like time research, you're gonna get like a one encounter from them, and like at the end of the day, you have like 6 times the research to get all of them. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's kind of how it is. Also, we have global rewards, so like we most likely going to be able to unlock some rewards. Party power will be charging faster. We have premier balls being more effective, so it's easier to catch and raids, which is going to be cool. We have some very important max battles here as well, especially Inteleon here is going to be, I think, the best water type max battle attacker that's ever going to get released at the current state of the game. So like there's not a single Pokemon I think currently that would be better than Inteleon. The other two are very, very strong as well though, and going to be top tier attacker for max battles for the near future. Remote raid pass limit is going to go up to 30 for the 23rd to 26th, and for the 27th to 29th it's going to be no limit. We have guaranteed XL candy from trading as well, which is going to be kind of cool as well there. We're going to have special backgrounds coming up as well for the Regis here, which looks really, really nice. I would love to definitely get them. And you see even here, they have like their own symbol on the side, so they're unique for each of the Regis, which is kind of cool. Also, you're going to have the paid choice here to get yourself a Galarian Bird, which is a guaranteed encounter that doesn't flee, which is kind of cool here. I'm mostly going to try to get myself a good Zapdos. I would like to get a cool Zapdos there as well. Moltres makes the most amount of sense for you. Articuno, sadly, still, like, they all need kind of their signature moves to be really, really strong, other than the Moltres. But, gonna be interesting on how this is gonna go here, but this is going to be it for this event. Of course, it's going to be also the Go Pass Ancient Recovered, which is going to be also going over the Global Go Fest. And as you see here, it's going to be €20. That's quite expensive. You're gonna get not that many things for it either, to be fair, but you're gonna get the option to hyper train a Pokemon, and also you're gonna get quite a lot of bonuses which are going to help throughout the Go Fest itself. So I guess that's going to be kind of cool during the Global Go Fest. Players who have unlocked these bonuses will also have, exactly, like they're gonna be like all adding up towards the Global Go Fest. So Global Go Fest is going to be a lot of fun with like all those tickets, because you're going to get a lot of bonuses towards things. But Hyper Training, I already made a video on the channel. Definitely check it out if you are interested in like the top Pokemon to Hyper Train. And again, also check out the comment section of that video if you want to have some more ideas, because there were like some nice suggestions as well that maybe I've missed down below as well. So great thing for the community. But let's take a look at all the Regis. Starting off with the less interesting ones, which is going to be Registeel, Regirock and Regice. Here we have the booster without the Legacy move, and then the Legacy move. Of course, Legacy move is what we're going to get throughout the event. Again, for Regirock and Regice, you cannot get them through trading or anything like this. Oh, that's Ultra League, sorry. There's a Great League version of them. You're not going to be able to get them for the Great League without having them caught at level 15, because here level 18 is kind of the lowest that you can get there. And as you see here, Regirock has really good stats. Like, it has really amazing stats, has access to Stab, Stone Edge, which is actually really solid. Regice has the same kind of stats, so like they're all very, very solid. Registeel is even going to have better stats. They're all very, very solid in the Go Battle League. You don't really see Regice and Regirock having too much play recently though. Registeel still has somewhat of play. I do think that Regirock is underrated. Regice is just having a very bad time with the typing it has and with the pacing it has. But look at Regirock with the move here as well, that is signature, like Earthquake, which you can have on it. You're going to be able to beat more Pokemon with it as well here, like the Clodsire, for example, which is going to be a very nice meta update, which like at least going to give you coverage against Pokemon that completely hardwalls you otherwise. Generally speaking, they're all kind of solid. Like, you have some solid matchups here with Regirock. Mainly, of course, it's going to run the Stone Edge, which is going to do a ton of damage, especially against all of the current Bug-type Pokemon. And Registeel is going to be still the best one here. Also, with Zap Cannon, is going to be better than with the Flash Cannon. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of it for those. Like, you know them already. Not really have to talk too much about them. Registeel is going to be the Pokemon that's definitely the one that you want to rate more. Also, for the Open Ultra League, as we will see here as well, that Registeel gets there with a 1-10-15, which is very difficult to get from trading. Guess who has this Pokemon? Me. I actually got the rank 1 from a completely random trade from some, I don't know, like, they just asked me to do a trade, like, just randomly in the middle of the town, because they saw that I play Pokemon. I got the rank 1 Registeel from it, so that's a story for a different day. But, yeah, as we will see here, Registeel is going to be solid. Regirock and Regice doesn't need any kind of XL candy for it. And as you see, they're all really solid. Like, they all have very solid stats here for the Ultra League. They all work out pretty well. And I do think that Regirock and Regice especially are kind of underrated. I think people just don't want to run it because of the fast move of Lock-On. Lock-On is the fastest energy generating move here, as you're going to see as well, for any kind of move. Energy per turn is going to be where we want to look at. Lock-On here is going to be the best from them all. After, like, Water Shurikens, the next one afterwards. 5 energy per turn is the highest that we have there, but of course, it doesn't do damage. 1 damage per turn is also not the lowest. We have Splash and Yawn, apparently, that does 0. But Lock-On is really bad in terms of damage, but is the best energy generation move in the game there. So let's move on here to the next Pokemon, which is going to have access to the move Thunder Cage, which is going to be, of course, a Regieleki. This Pokemon is going to be very interesting here. Thunder Cage is going to be a very overpowered move, 100% chance of dropping the opponent's defense by 1 stage, which is kind of ridiculous. I thought it would give gave like something like a speed drop or something, but apparently I was wrong with that in the main CS game. So yeah, it gives a defense drop here onto the opponent for 40 energy and 60 damage. And here we will see on how interesting it's going to be on Regieleki, because you have a lot of different kind of fast moves on this Pokemon. With Lock-On, which you already saw now, is one of the best Pokemon moves to generate energy. Thundershock, which is also very good to generate energy, but does 4 times more damage as, for example, the Lock-On, plus then your Stab on it. And then you have Volt Switch, which does generate energy a little bit slower, but you're going to have the benefit of being way more powerful in terms of the damage output of it. So what I can see is it's either going to be between Thundershock or the Volt Switch on Regieleki. Based on what the calculations say, though, is that here, as you see already, this Pokemon gets quite a decent upgrade. Regieleki seems to be best with the Volt Switch, which is interesting. We're going to take a look at the 2-shot scenario where it's going to perform the best. And I guess here we see that even Lock-On even has more potential, which is kind of hilarious. And here Thundershock is going to be better. So it's kind of an open race. I do think that Thundershock is mostly the one that, if people are on it, is going to be the better move to go for. Gives them more pressure with the Thunder Cage, especially as you're going to get to the second Thunder Cage. 1 fast move earlier than to the first, which is going to be cool. Here though, on paper, the Volt is going to be the best one. This is going to be what Regieleki was before, with a moveset without Thunder Cage. And as you see here, 1 win, which is quite ridiculous. I'm not too sure which Pokemon it's going to be. Mostly something. I actually don't know which Pokemon it could be. Manta or something. Come on to take a look at though. And here with the new one, it actually is going to look really solid in the current meta. Let's take a look at the 2-shot scenario and how things are going to change there. It's going to be a bit worse. So like, it's not going to be meta breaking by any means, but it has some potential. Let's take a look at Thundershock as well here, where we'll see that it has a very similar play, but I think it's going to be better in the 2-shot scenario. Yeah, a tiny bit there. But yeah, this Pokemon is now actually going to be an interesting Pokemon to run. It's not going to be busted by any means, but it's going to be very cool. And you can also play it for the Open Ultra League, which we will see here. Regieleki is going to have, again, the same kind of stuff here. And as you see, It is going to have play, especially with Volt Switch in this meta, doing some solid fast move pressure. But again, also here, I would assume that the Thunder Shock is going to be maybe the best move to go for in the 2 shields. And let's see, and if this is going to be the case, it is going to be the case. So Thunder Shock is going to be a bit better here. Volt Switch a little bit better in early matchups there because of the damage they do. But yeah, interesting Pokemon. I do think I would go for Thunder Shock though, just for the pacing. And also because 2-turn fast moves are just a little bit better than 4-turn fast moves. Regidrago is going to be next. This Pokemon is going to get access to both Dragon Breath as well as a Dragon Energy. And there's no real doubt about what you want to do for this Pokemon. Because if you're going to take a look at the Dragon Energy, here we see it's a 100 damage move for 45 energy, which is very, very strong. Like, that is ridiculously strong, to be fair. It is, I think, the same as Close Combat, but without the drawback. Which, you know, Close Combat is one of the hardest hitting moves in the game. It's super, super overpowered. And so, yeah, this is going to be an interesting choice for the Regidrago. Of course, you're going to get walled by any Steel or Fairy-type Pokemon here with this moveset. But even PvPoke is not going to show you the perfect results for it, because it has access to Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe on PvPoke is only going to get the debuff on the second try all the time. But you can of course get lost in the first try, and it's going to change some of the matchups, which makes it way better to use here. And Regidrago, all of a sudden, actually going to be one of the stronger Pokemon you can run. I would assume that this Pokemon actually going to have some play. Like, look at what this Pokemon can do, and I could actually see that this Pokemon is going to be top meta. Which is kind of hilarious, because you wouldn't really expect it from a Pokemon that's running a mono Dragon-type moveset. But you have to have basically a Pokemon that directly counters it to be solid. It's kind of interesting. Like Dragon Breath, Dragon Energy, and Breaking Swipe, while it's all Dragon-type moves, it's actually looking like a very, very solid Pokemon, and a Pokemon you don't really want to mess with. We can see it here as well, if you compare what it was before and what it is now. This was what it was before, mainly because Bite was such a bad fast move. Dragon Breath makes it already a very strong choice here, and again, I would assume it's going to perform even a little bit better when you actually play it, based on how PvPoke calculates what this Pokemon can do with the move Breaking Swipe. But look at the 2-shield scenario. It only loses to Fairy-type Pokemon or like Fairy-type moves, anything that has actually super effective coverage or resist you. Any neutral scenario, you win. Anything that's kind of neutral, you kind of win here, which is ridiculous. So yeah, Regidrago is top meta, most likely. I would assume this Pokemon is going to have a lot of play. Kind of hilarious with the 42 defense here, but all the HP that kind of makes up for it. Regidrago, you can also run in the open Ultra League, and let's see on how that's going to go here. As we will see, you're going to be able to do quite a lot of damage against a lot of Pokemon here, kind of like before. The upgrade is quite significant with the fast move of the Dragon Breath. Again, I hope that we're going to get a Regidrago though through the timed research in order to get one guaranteed for the Great League, because otherwise you're going to get, it's a bit difficult to get it. You can get it through trading, but you need like have low friendship and be very, very lucky with it. But yeah, as you see here, this Pokemon is going to have a lot of potential here. It looks really, really solid. It is going to be a strong Pokemon to run. And with that, we can at the end of this video, we're going to take a look now at the Regigigas here. Regigigas is going to have access to the move Crush Grip, which is actually a good move, but it's not comparable to what the other two Pokemon got there. I feel like Crush Grip, they could have made stronger. I would have liked to see like 130 damage even, 140 damage, or 110 damage with 45 energy, or even 40 energy, like something ridiculous, because it will never be strong. It will never be overpowered. Like, you can make this move really, really strong, and it's never gonna be overpowered, because the main issue of Regigigas, of course, is that the only fast moves it learns is Hidden Power and Zen Headbutt, both of which are going to be quite garbage. Like, if we want to take a look again here at like moves or whatever, we can go for like fast moves and go for Hidden Power and the Zen Headbutt. We will see that Hidden Power is clearly better in both stats, like both the damage per energy as well as energy per turn, but it's not great at either of them. Like, even if we compare to like a fast move that's also 3-turn, like Hex. Hex does 2 less damage, but generates 5 more energy. Like, 5 more energy is ridiculous. We have moves like Rollout, which is the same, I think. Yeah, kind of similar. But like, we have like so many moves basically that are just better 3-turn moves. Like, let's take a look at Mud Slap. Mud Slap is better, 3 more damage and 2 more energy generation compared to, Hidden Power. So it just showcases that Hidden Power is such a garbage fast move. You have the benefit, of course, that you have like unlimited amounts of types. Any type other than Fairy is going to be available like this. Fairy type Hidden Power just never got introduced. Hidden Power doesn't even exist in the current new games anymore. But as you see here, apparently Hidden Power Ice is the best. We have here the non-shadow and the shadow version first, without the new move, and then we have the new move for the last 3. I do think that Hidden Power Ground has some play though in this current meta, as you would be able to beat Rapiria, or like hit Rapiria for super effective damage, Solgaleo for super effective damage, Zacian for super effective damage, the Zamazenta here. You have a lot of play with that one. Hidden Power Ice is apparently the best on paper. It allows you to hit like Zygarde for double super effective and Landorus for double super effective damage. But I do think that like there are most likely other plays that are going to be a bit better here. I could even see that Hidden Power Fighting could be a cool idea for this move Pokemon here, because what this would allow you to at least hit also the what's called the Kyurem's for super effective damage. Again, actually, it doesn't seem to be the craziest one here either. But yeah, this is going to be it for this one here though. Regigigas is not going to be too good, but at least like Regidrago is going to be really good, and also Regieleki is going to be something that's worth picking up. Hopefully you're going to be able to get access to like the rare Regis through the timed research, and they're not like locked to level 20, which happened before. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.